This is our citizenship and communication game. It's called Judge and Jury. The game's been made up by Imogen, Sachi, Jess and Liam. We hope you enjoy. Rule 1. 10 character cards are dealt out to each player. Leftover cards are not used in this game.
Are we all in it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Rule 2. The pile of situation cards are placed in the middle of the players face down. Rule 3. To start the game, turn the top situation card over. Rule 4. The player to the left of the dealer reads out the first situation card.
Represent a local council representative who is suing for having his reputation tarnished by a member of a different political party. Petitions and political parties.
Rule 5. Based on the categories listed in the situation below, players select one card from their hand to place in the middle face down. Rule 6. The first person to submit a card then starts by counting to 5. By the time they reach 5, every player must have submitted a card. Rule 7. Once all cards are submitted, each player flips their card over to reveal their score. Rule 8. The player that submitted the card with the highest score wins that round and collects all of the character cards from the centre. Rule 9. The situation card then gets discarded. Rule 10. A new round then begins.
4.
5.
Rule 11. If 2 or more players submit a card that ties for the highest score, a judge and jury round commences. In a judge and jury round, the players who tied use the information from their fact file column to argue to the other player or players, who act as the judge and jury, why their character would best represent and ultimately win the situation.
A round of judge and jury commences.
Rule 13. The judge and jury then reread out the situation card and select the first player by saying, "Character name, make your case."
That a 17-year-old bookshop assistant for a workplace sexual assault harassment against her 35-year-old boss. Unions and political parties.
Rule 14. Each player has 10 seconds to deliver their argument to the judge and jury.
Lisa Simpson, make your case.
So Lisa is a member of council. She's a strong feminist, and within her council meetings she is constantly pushing for female equality.
Vince, make your case.
Well, Vince works closely alongside juvenile prisoners with his work in social justice, and therefore can really understand the mind of a 17-year-old and how these kind of situations can deeply, deeply affect them. So it would be best for this situation.
Rule 15. Once players have delivered their argument, the judge and jury then decide which player's argument was better.
Lisa Simpson wins this case.
Thank you. Rule 16. That player then wins the round and collects all of the character cards from the centre. Rule 17. If all players tie, another round of character cards are played until one player wins that round and collects all of the cards in the centre.
Yeah. 5.
4.
3. Rule 18. Once a player loses all of their cards, they lose the game. Rule 19. The game is over when there are no more situation cards and the player left with the most character cards is the winner, or when the player collects all of the character cards.